The child who was hidden. Remembering Jacqueline Mimi Torres-García. Jacqueline Mimi Torres-García was a child whose life should have been measured in school years, scraped knees, and small victories that only matter when you are 12. Instead, her name now lives inside court documents, sealed warrants, and police footage that shows just how long the truth can hide in plain sight. To understand what was lost, it matters to talk about who Mimi was before the silence, before the lies, before the world failed to protect her. Mimi grew up as many children do, balancing between innocence and the early awareness that life is not always gentle. She was known by the nickname Mimi, a name that sounded light and playful, the kind that fits a child who laughed easily and carried her personality openly. She was at an age where curiosity leads the way, where questions come faster than answers, and where home is supposed to be the safest place on earth. By all accounts, she was a normal preteen, growing, learning, and still very much dependent on the adults around her to guide and protect her. As she grew older, Mimi navigated the same transitions most children face. School became more demanding, friendships mattered more, emotions felt bigger, heavier, and harder to explain. At 12, children are still forming their sense of self. They trust the adults in their lives not because they have weighed the evidence, but because trust is what children are wired to do. That trust is sacred. When it is broken, the damage echoes far beyond one household. Investigators later said that the environment Mimi lived in was unstable, shaped by adults whose choices would ultimately define her fate. Police allege that instead of receiving care, safety, and honesty, Mimi was surrounded by secrecy and neglect. Months passed after her death, according to authorities, while her mother continued daily life as if nothing had happened. Officers even spoke with her during that time, unaware that the child they were asking about was already gone. That detail alone is chilling, not because of spectacle, but because of what it says about how easily truth can be buried when those responsible choose silence. Despite her short life, Mimi mattered. She mattered because every child matters. She mattered because her presence changed the people who knew her, even if only for a brief time. Children leave impressions in simple ways: a remembered smile, a favorite phrase, a habit that lingers in memory. Mimi's story is not defined by how she died, but by the fact that she deserved a future she never got. According to investigators, the truth did not come out quickly. Nearly a year passed before her body was allegedly discovered, sealed inside a plastic tote behind an abandoned home. The people now charged her mother's boyfriend, and her aunt are accused of playing roles in hiding what happened rather than confronting it. These allegations, still working their way through the legal system, paint a picture of prolonged deception. It was not just a crime, but an extended choice to deny a child dignity in death. What stands out most is not only the act itself, but the time afterward. The delay in discovery meant no immediate justice, no timely mourning, no chance for the community to grieve when it should have. Instead, there was a gap filled with lies, missed opportunities, and unanswered questions. Police footage now released shows officers calmly interacting with adults who, investigators say, already knew the truth. That contrast, routine conversation against a backdrop of hidden tragedy, has shaken many people who have watched it. Mimi did not live long enough to be remembered for accomplishments, careers, or public achievements. Her greatness lies in something simpler and more painful. Her story has forced attention onto the responsibility adults carry. It has reminded the public that children depend entirely on others for protection, and when that protection fails, the consequences are irreversible. In that sense, Mimi's life has become a warning and a call to awareness. Her death, as alleged by authorities, was not just the end of a young life. It was the collapse of trust between parent and child and the failure of a system that relies on honesty to intervene. Now, as the courts move forward, Mimi's name is being spoken aloud. She is no longer hidden. She is no longer just a missing child. She is a person whose story demands to be told with care and clarity. Remembering Mimi means acknowledging the full weight of what happened without turning it into spectacle. It means recognizing that behind every headline is a child who once woke up each morning expecting to be safe. Her life ended far too soon, but the responsibility to speak her name, to demand accountability, and to protect other children remains very much alive. Your support is important to me, and it helps me a lot. Feel free to like, support, and subscribe. Crowning Thoughts True Speaker Copyright 2025 by Santiago D.C. Maria, licensed under Creative Commons Attribution. I love you all and stay blessed. Thank you for listening. Love always. Santiago D.C. Maria.